What's up, guys? I am about to meet up with Carson. Start walking the building on the right is what he just told me. I am about to meet up with Carson at his apartment complex to work out at his gym. He lives in this really swanky high-rise, but we're here because Alphalete is doing this Chris Jones meetup with collaboration with Alphalete and Chris Jones. And Carson texted me. He said that there was like 350 people there, according to Russell and according to Kelvin. So we're gonna get this workout in and hopefully film it. Hopefully it's not too crowded in here. And yeah, I guess I'm just waiting for him to show up. Probably asking why I'm wearing a hoodie and a beanie in Houston, and it's like 80 degrees right now. It's because I'm trying to pre-warm up my muscles so my joints are too cold. And anyways, I'm gonna text him that I'm here. Probably look like a moron because I'm wearing short shorts and a hoodie. But I'm gonna text him right now. Carson, what's up?
You're about to kill it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Can you go up? Do you need like pre? Do you need anything?
I got pre right here.
You got everything? Okay,
yeah.
We'll go up to the place.
Okay.
Show it to you so I can get my pre.
Sweet.
We're gonna kill it.
Hell yeah. I feel like I'm pulling into a 5-star hotel.
She was
Casa de la Carson. Whoa. That's so sexy.
That's the thing, Carson. Here's where the magic happens.
Whoa. But there's magic?
There's magic.
You can tell me that your apartment comes with magic.
There is magic. There's foolery. You afraid of heights?
No, not at all. I used to be. Look at this. This place is crazy.
Oh, look at the deck, dude. That's what I love.
Wow.
That's the 7th floor.
That's the 7th floor.
This is the 7th floor.
What? Wow, and then you can see people from here and...
Yeah, so cool thing about these windows actually is that during the
see-through.
day, you can't see through them.
Oh, okay.
You like, can't see anyone unless the lights are on.
Look at how much taller this fool is than I am. Look crazy.
We out-angle him.
Right? And he's so much bigger than me.
Yeah, okay.
This place is really cool.
That's nice, dude.
Houston's pretty cool, guys. When it's not, you know, the summer and ridiculous.
Right?
And when you're not hating people for traffic. You guys are afraid of heights. I'm actually really afraid of dropping my camera. I have this double wrap.
Dude, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Scared as hell.
Right?
You want like a pre-workout banana?
Yeah, okay.
Gonna get some banana action.
This place is pretty cool, guys. Look at this. I don't know, should I get a high-rise or should I get a house? I'm house shopping right now, so this is what gym guys do. We just take a bunch of selfies and record ourselves wearing stringers, yeah. This is an apartment gym, guys. This is crazy. You got a good upper chest, man.
I'm a real boy. Not my gumdrop buttons.
I fuck one.
The Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man?
Who is that breathing?
Well, she's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man! Bro.
Let's get at it, guys.
She's serious nowadays.
Right? What is happening, IF Nation? Tonight's workout with the Cancer Chronicles is brought to you by drop sets and supersets. And we actually stuck with an old school superset sort of workout that harkens back to the golden era days. And the reason why I decided to do drop sets and supersets was to really shock the muscles and confuse them, and to also focus on a lot of mass building. Now, what I mean by drop sets, for those of you guys who are new to this, drop sets are essentially where you start out with your 70-80% max, and you hit about 8 to 12 reps, 8 to 10 reps really, and then immediately drop the weight by 20%, and then hit another 8 to 10 reps, drop the weight another 20%, and so on and so forth. So you're gonna do about 2 to 3 drops, and on your last drop, you're gonna want to burn out. Now for bench press, one of the tricks that I like to use in order to focus on contracting the muscles more is I will take the barbell and I will actively squeeze my humeri together, or squeeze my hands together, and then you get a lot more tension on the chest here. For incline press, we're working with about 85s. My 3 rep max is 120 on flat dumbbell. I haven't tested my 1 rep max on incline press. Same thing here. What you want to really be careful of, especially if you're a beginner, is you don't necessarily have to go past 90 degrees. And by that I mean you don't want to necessarily drop your elbows past your shoulders, only because if you don't know your flexibility, you could really injure yourself. But I've been doing this long enough, and I've developed enough flexibility to where that's not really a problem. So I used to not go past 90 degrees, but now I'm able to get a good stretch in my chest. Followed up by incline press, we did some pull-ups, and now on pull-ups we didn't necessarily do drop sets because we're not doing them weighted. One thing with any sort of vertical back movement is you want to focus on full scapular retraction and protraction, as well as pulling with your elbows. Now what I mean by this is you sort of, let's say with like a lat pull down or with a pull up, you're going to let your shoulder blades hang, and then you're going to pull with your elbows, or pull with your shoulder blades first. Make sure you retract your shoulder blades, and then you pull with your elbows. So right here you see me doing these chest flies. Now chest flies, or cable flies, seated cable flies, are some of my favorite chest exercises, and I feel like they are about 50% responsible for my chest growth. And a lot of it is because, I don't necessarily use a lot of heavy weight whenever I do cable flies. A lot of this is focused solely on contracting the muscles as hard as I can. So, sometimes I'll even use just like 20 or 30 pounds on the cable fly. And I will focus on bringing my 2 humeri together or driving my biceps into my chest. And really holding that contraction. That really made the difference for me, especially when we're talking about development of upper chest and inner chest. Another tip that I use whenever I do any sort of chest exercise, or whenever I'm doing any incline chest exercise or cable work, is I try and drive, or I have my chin down, just like you're seeing here, and then I'll try and bring my upper chest to touch my chin, and that really helps me get a good squeeze in the upper chest. And you'll notice a big difference here. You can see a lot of my, you'll see my upper chest firing. As far as low rows go, the same principle for the vertical pulls apply here. Essentially what you're doing is you're trying to pull with your elbows. Now the primary function of the back is to pull back and out and down. The last chest exercise we're doing here is an incline Smith machine press. Again, we're doing a drop set on these because I was so physically exhausted. I kept the first drop weight at 185, and then we went from there. The last but not least, what I like to do whenever I finish a workout is to do some posing, particularly classic physique posing. One of my favorite aspects about bodybuilding is the art behind it. And, as much as I like men's physique, I feel like there's not enough variety in the posing to give you artistic freedom or artistic license to express yourself. One of my favorite aspects about posing itself, particularly this golden era sort of style posing, are the transitions. One thing you got to keep in mind is that when you're on stage, the audience and the judges, they're not necessarily just going to be looking at your poses, they're going to be looking at you throughout your entire performance. And, numbers and scoring aside, this is about putting your best self out there and really expressing yourself and showing the world what you have. So taking your time, really putting everything that you have into it, it's just, I don't know, I feel like it separates you from the rest of the competitors out there. I also really like practicing posing at the end of all of my workouts because to flex each and every one of those muscles, you have to develop a mind-muscle connection. And a mind-muscle connection is absolutely essential when you're working out and trying to contract specific muscle groups. It helps you recruit muscles optimally and work them optimally throughout any exercise. And I feel like posing is absolutely essential, and not enough people practice this. It's definitely underestimated, but it's absolutely essential if you're trying to maximize muscle growth. So anyways, guys, that's it. Sorry for rambling on. I really appreciate you checking in. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and like and subscribe. Thanks, Nation. And as always, be unbreakable.